Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me this file, and they haven't really answered which one they want to do. This is really cool, but I think I'm gonna do a video on each one of them, just kind of cover it, because these cows have some definition to them. These are just gonna be black. Well, she can't fill it in. She can't fill it in because you've got spaces right there of leaks. So whenever you're going to use a Smart Fill tool to fill in, you always want to use a rectangle so you can see if it leaks, it doesn't go all over the page. And there's several ways to do this, and if we're going to do this, we need to left-click, right-click that as an outline, so when we do fill it in, it'll be good. And there's several ways to find the leaks, but this one is so definite, I'm just going to go with it first. And I'm going to have to break this apart. So go up to Object and Group. Well, let's see. Oh, I'm getting that outline. I'm getting my rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and go to Object and Order and put that rectangle on the back of the page, and then that way it won't interfere with us. So I'm going to zoom in now, and I'm going to grab, I guess I still have to ungroup it. And then I'm going to grab the shape tool. And these aren't lines, these are objects because they've got two nodes and they're fills. So that's kind of your problem a little bit. But we can take these two nodes and just bring them over here. And you see we messed up that because I grabbed that other node. So you want to make sure you just get those two nodes and bring them here. This kind of stuff doesn't really bother me. So you're going to have to select that node and then hold down the Shift key and select that node. And then, because we try not to select that node up top. And then just move that in. That doesn't really bother me because that'll be taken out by the Smart Fill tool, I'm pretty sure. Because that's actually on the inside. And here's some just completely missing. Well, I guess that's the calf's legs, so that shouldn't be a problem. We've got a little bit of that going on. You can take the virtual segment delete key and delete that. Now let's try see our Smart Fill tool, and we have no leak. We fixed it on the first shot. So what I would do is now, let's back up here. That set of cows is only 5 inches. Let's make our nudge factor to 7. Let's fill it in and do that right there and then go here. What that did, that created a better box, and they're all sealed and all the nodes. It's a little bit rough. I would clean it up. We'll go over that in just a second. But let's take, and because we nudged, we can nudge this over. Don't really have to on all of it, but now we're going to Smart Fill it again. Move that over, take our circles. I'm just using the right arrow key. So now you have 2006 written in your graphic, and always what I would do is take a yellow box trick, make an outline, make a yellow box, go up to Object, Order, back a page, just to see if it's transparent. And actually I can see a line between that calf's legs in a line here, so we got a little bit more problem. Let's look at this in an outline. And don't really know what's going on. Let's turn this. Let's get rid of our yellow box. Let's turn. Tell you what. Let me nudge that out of the way. And let's turn this into a hairline. And see if you could see that line between the calf's legs is thicker. That might be part of the problem because it's not filling it apart, letting you take it apart. So let's see if we can grab that. We can't. So I'm going to grab it all, go up to Object, and break the curve apart. And now I can get this line. I have to be checked off of it to get that line. And see, it says it's a hairline, but it's not the size of the other. So let's make it red. And I don't know why it's so thick. Because if this is a black hairline, this is a red hairline. And it's a lot thicker. I do not understand that. I'm going to left click no fill just to make sure there's no fill. And see, here's another line that somebody put in there. That is weird. Tell you what we can do, let's nudge it out of the way. Well, it's way over there. Let's nudge it the other direction. And let's look at this a little closer. Let's make sure there's nothing behind there. Yellow box trick. Object. Order. Back a page. That is strange. Let's look at it in wireframe. Let's get rid of our yellow box. Look, I don't ever use wireframe, but this might be. And see, there's the problem. It's two hairlines. It's not just one hairline. It's an outline hairline, I guess. So there's a couple ways you could fix this. It will probably just be the easiest would just be to take your freehand tool and just redraw this, and you'll find out how good you are, your artistic ability, which I have none. And then let's look at it in red. I'll tell you what, let's go back to enhanced. View, enhance. And you see my new line. I'll make my new line black. And we could play around with this. We can use the shape tool. And it's the calf's legs. I mean, you can't, it's not a science. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you could play around with this and get it more perfect. So I won't have to take time for the viewers to watch. Let's call that good. Now let's nudge that over to the picture. And if you look, it became 500 points. Let's make it a hairline. There we go. Now we're equal. And this really needs to go away. So let's go to object and, wow. Let's just use the, that is really weird. That should either be a curve or grouped together. And it's neither. So what we could do in this, and I apologize I'm taking so long on this. Let's use the Smart Fill tool just on that spot. And you can see that the line is actually leaking through. So I nudged it over. I wish I hadn't set my nudge on so far. But let's left click, right click in red this time. And that's why it won't delete. It's all one unit. And these two lines are just on top of each other. So we could put this down here, and then we could actually delete this. That's why we couldn't delete it before. Now, I would like to take the Smart Fill tool and nudge that over and nudge that over. Go back to our original drawing and turn that in with no fill. Turn that in, no fill. And now I should be able to delete this line because it's not really there anymore. But it really messed that up. I feel like pausing the video and just starting over and scrapping this, because this is probably not helping too many people, because this drawing had a lot of problems. And just real quick, I would smooth up some of these other parts. Even though it is grass, you can take the smoothing tool, make our smoothing tool like 0.01, because this thing's so little, and just smooth out those two nodes. and you need to make sure you're clicked on it. I'm going to call that good. Now just take the Smart Fill tool, fill that in, and now you can see that it looks a lot better and all the cows are the same. And then you could nudge these two items back and you're good to go. I apologize that took so long. It's a little more involved than I'd planned on. Anyway, I hope that helped her a little bit. Thank you for watching.